And welcome to this edition of ACAP Today for the week of January 18th, 2020. I'm Jason Parent with the Aroostook County Action Program. On this week's program, we're going to talk with Greg Doak, who leads two programs for ACAP, both Homebuyer Education and Homeowner Foreclosure Counseling. We're going to talk to him specifically about homebuyer education and what his plans are in the year ahead in 2021 in terms of classes and some of the unique features and how you can connect with his program. That's going to be coming up in just a little bit when we sit down and chat with Greg. But before we do that, the news and information that you can use again for this week of January 18th, 2020. First and foremost, we want to wish all of you out there a very happy Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Today, Monday, January 18th, is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. As a result, all ACAP offices have been closed for the day today, but we will be reopened tomorrow morning, again, in honor of all that Martin Luther King Jr. did for equality in this nation. We certainly celebrate him, especially in this week where we celebrate our own democracy and freedom with the inauguration of a new president this week. So we want to say again, thank you to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for all of his contributions. In terms of our first news story this week, we are, as I noted, our offices are closed on Martin Luther King Day, but our offices are closed to the public, albeit our services are still being offered for the rest of the week. Please do consider, if you are driving up to one of our facilities, specifically the one in Presque Isle or on Military Street in Houlton, that you call the number for service or come to our door where there is a video doorbell. That feature is also available in our Fort Kent office. We're also pleased to announce that in a partnership with Maine Housing, we are once again going to be establishing an Aroostook County wellness shelter for individuals experiencing homelessness. This is the Hope and Prosperity Wellness Shelter for Aroostook County individuals. That will open officially on January 25th at the Presque Isle Inn and Convention Center. We are working with a local hotel this time and with Maine Housing to open up an overflow shelter. It will also be the place where individuals experiencing homelessness will go prior to admission to the shelter and prior to receiving a COVID negative test, we hope. So we want to thank Maine Housing for their confidence in us to again partner with them in the northern part of the state here to offer a overflow homeless shelter here in Aroostook County. More details to come on that as we prepare to open the shelter a week from today. We also want to acknowledge that we are waiting very patiently, as are many of you, about the next iteration of the COVID-19 rental relief program. It is anticipated that details will be released soon, as early as next week, and we will pass that information along to you as soon as it is made available to us. But we do understand that folks who are in need of rental assistance at this point and we are in between programs, and we ask that you please just be patient for a little bit longer, and we'll get the information out to you as soon as possible. We also are pleased to announce that we are offering a STEP parenting class, or a series of STEP parenting classes that will be offered by Julia Masick, who is a licensed clinical social worker who works for ACAP's Early Care and Education program in our behavioral health programming. Julia will be leading these classes all virtually, and they will begin very shortly. If you have an interest in participating in these 7-session parenting group-based courses that include the topics there on your screen, contact Julia directly at 764-0733 extension 201, or you can email her at jmasick, that's JMACEK, at acap-me.org. A great opportunity for parents out there to participate in some great information that will be shared by Julia. We also are reminding folks that we do have available resources. Folks may not know what those resources are, so we have revised our COVID-19 sheet, our one-pager about resources that are currently available. This is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of resources that we currently have available to help individuals. Please do contact us or reach out to one of our navigators, which I'll talk about in just a moment, if you are in need of assistance. This information sheet is located on our website if you have any questions or would like to see more, as is our full directory of programs, which is an even greater guide to what we might have available to help you. The Home Energy Assistance Program continues to process applications. However, they are getting to the point in the season where appointments will be readily available. So if you are thinking that you might qualify, and the income guidelines are in fact on our website, and they have increased substantially in the last 2 years. As a matter of fact, we suspect that potentially 2,000 to 3,000 more county households may be eligible for the Home Energy Assistance Program who are not currently applying. we certainly encourage you to call us. Again, we're scheduling at this point into later this month and early February with available appointments. So now is the time to apply. Give us a call. You can call HEAP directly at 768-3053 to get an appointment scheduled. And you can check out the income guidelines on our website. Our navigators, as I mentioned earlier, are in place to help you. We certainly encourage you to reach out to us, give our main line a call, I should say, and we will connect you directly with a navigator. They will help you not only consider what programs at ACAP you might be eligible for in this time, but also programs outside of our agency that may help you, especially if your household is impacted economically by the pandemic. We are also offering to our community at this time free cloth face masks that are available at our offices in Presque Isle, Houlton, and in Fort Kent. We can also mail those to you if you are in need. Given the spike in cases in Aroostook County, we want to make sure everyone stays well and everyone stays safe. So we will gladly provide you with face coverings, and we have a considerable supply on stock. So please don't be shy about requesting face masks if you need them from us. We also are pleased to share that our community closet project continues. It's been expanded to better serve individuals. It's a 24/7 leave what you can, take what you need, similar to our community cupboards. It's right here at our 771 Main Street facility in Presque Isle. If you have gently used clothing or unwanted clothing that you have available and would like to give to others to help benefit others, you can drop it off right in the small enclosure area just to the left of our main entrance. And certainly individuals who might be in need of clothing are welcome to stop by at any time of the day to pick from what's available and been left behind by generous county folk. We also have our community cupboards that include an Aroostook County food resource guide in them that are available to folks. There's one here at ACAP, but there's a network of other organizations that have put community cupboards up across Aroostook County, including the most recent one that ACAP and United Way partnered with at the Soup Kitchen in Caribou, the Bread of Life Soup Kitchen in Caribou on Collins Street. So if you are in need of food at any time of day and are unable to access other resources such as a food pantry, or the Bread of Life Soup Kitchen, for example, you can certainly stop by those pantries and get what you need at the time. We also encourage community members to leave what they can in the community cupboard to help others who are in need of food at this time. We also want to congratulate this week Joseph, along with the others in our Workforce Development Young Workers Academy. This is our inaugural Young Workers Academy that was held into the fall and early part of the winter. Joseph here from the Houlton area, photographed outside of our Houlton Center with our two workforce team members, Kathy Williams and Mary Duff, was one of the successful individuals who completed the first Workforce Academy. Please stay tuned because we will be announcing dates for a second Young Workers Academy in the coming weeks. There's wonderful things that can be gained from those communication skills, problem solving, critical thinking, teamwork, and so on. Folks are also paired with a local business in a career field of their choice to be able to have a job placement in the time that they're in the Young Workers Academy, which helps with securing employment after you successfully complete the program. So please do reach out to our workforce team if you'd like to be put on a list for the coming session. Again, the dates for that will be announced shortly. The workforce development team, speaking of them, are continuing to partner with Maine's Workforce Collaborative to offer local workforce sessions remotely through Zoom. So if you have an interest in participating in any of these, you see some of the topics there on your screen. We encourage you to sign up. The link is there, but you can also call our workforce development team or visit our website to get yourself signed up for one of these great workshops offered by ACAP, Workforce Solutions, and Eastern Maine Development Corporation statewide and virtually. We want to also encourage folks that may be interested in joining the ACAP team to check out our current job openings. We do have a current job opening for community educator, and I suspect others will be posted as well. So please do check out ACAP's website if you are interested and think you might be qualified for one of our positions. We'd love to have new folks join our team. We have two tobacco programs here at ACAP. One is Chastity Holland's program that offers local employers and organizations the opportunity to establish new tobacco policies or update existing tobacco policies within their business. This is completely offered free of charge, and in addition to the service that Chastity will provide and the guidance that she will provide, there is free signage that comes along with that work, such as what you see here on your screen. So please do connect with us if Chastity can be of any assistance to your business or organization. She's working with quite a few right now across Aroostook County, including some municipalities. So it's an opportunity for many organizations to take advantage of. And then lastly, we have the tobacco cessation program, which the guest that joined us last week, I should say, Elaine Sight, spoke about, which now includes teenagers age 15 through 17. So if you are looking to quit, or if you've tried at the start of this new year and are feeling challenged by that, or even have maybe started up again and want to really quit this time, check out Elaine's program. She is a great supportive resource, and will also be able to connect you with free nicotine replacement therapies. So you're not doing it alone, and you're not doing it with a great deal of cost. It is a free service that we offer, and we encourage you to reach out to us and to Elaine. Her information is there on your screen, and you can certainly call the main number and we will connect you accordingly. And with that, that's this week's news and information you can use. I'm very pleased to welcome now to the broadcast, to the webisode, Greg Doak from we're going to talk about Homebuyer Education. So let's go with Homebuyer Education program this time around. Welcome, Greg.
Morning, Jason. Thank you for having me.
So Greg, let's start at the beginning and recap for folks. I know we've had the opportunity to sit down and talk about your program before in this venue, and we obviously put out information into the community, but for folks who may not be aware, talk about what ACAP's Homebuyer Education course is and what it's all about.
Absolutely. We partner with Maine Housing. Maine Housing has a program called the First Time Homebuyers Program, which is intended to assist people who are either new to the housing market or who haven't had their name on a mortgage within the past 3 years to get into a new home with as little to no out-of-pocket expenses possible. So there's some fantastic incentives that go along with participating in the class that we host through ACAP.
Now, Greg, right now is really a good time, isn't it, to get engaged in this program?
This is an optimum time to get involved in the home buying process. There are a lot of fears out there, surrounding COVID and what market stability is going to do. But for all practical purposes, right now interest rates are at a historic low. They're hovering right around 2.9%, which is a record-breaking lows. And I don't think we'll ever see interest rates this low again anytime in the near future. The housing market is strong. The Federal Reserve has made a commitment to liquidity in the market, meaning that they're consistently pumping money back into the housing market, not only to the large lenders, but to small banks and then to individuals as well, to sustain a housing market, to avoid a crash like we had back in the early 2009, 2008 era. So we shouldn't see anything like that again.
Now, for folks who may have been aware of homebuyer education courses at ACAP before, these are different than they used to be. They used to be, some of them were in the evening and they were in person, and given COVID-19 and people's busy schedules, you've shaken that up quite a bit and have some new modalities to deliver these courses through. So talk about that.
We do. Historically, classes were held in a classroom setting on site in one of our offices. In the past, the classes were spread out over several nights, sometimes over the course of a couple of weeks, and we found it problematic for people to find the time in their busy schedules to commit to multiple different meetings to attain the same goal. So we've switched things up quite a bit. We now do all of our classes online using a Zoom platform, so folks can join in from the comfort of their own home. If it's an inconvenience to find a babysitter, they simply stay at home with their children or their pets or whatever it may be. They're able to mute their audio and mute their video, so they have some discretion of privacy in their own setting. And we found that we've increased enrollment by going with this format. It's been an easier mode of delivery for us, and it's been widely accepted by everyone that's attended the classes.
Now, for folks who are thinking, gosh, 8 hours on Zoom is a long swoop, and as much as Greg is a great speaker and entertaining, that could be a long period of time. But it's not only you; you're the primary instructor, but you bring in a lot of other folks into the conversation over those 8 hours.
That's true. We do bring in a real estate professional. We do bring in someone from the lending institutions. We have an insurance salesman that comes in and talks about all things insurance. And we have someone from the title company that talks about closing out the loan. In the meantime, I fill in the gaps in between, before and after. But because we've gone to a Zoom platform and we've had almost a full year now of doing it in that format, Maine Housing has recognized that it's almost impossible to make a Zoom class go for a full 8 hours, by virtue of the fact that we really don't take breaks anymore. We're not stopping between presenters to give out new handouts and have, the insurance person leave and the banker come in, and we don't have a transition. So we're flowing seamlessly and completing most of our classes around the 5-hour mark. So it's not as much of a time commitment as it was in the past, but still recognized by Maine Housing as being the full 8-hour required course. You're getting all the information you would receive, just in more of a condensed format.
Now, you mentioned the incentives, and we went over those very quickly at the beginning, but it really is, first of all, the ROI, the return on the investment, because what's it cost to enroll in one of these classes?
The nice thing is that it's $30 a person or $50 if you join as a couple. You do get that money back when you actually purchase a home. The money goes towards your down payment and your closing costs. So you're making an investment in the home buying process, and you're getting that money twofold. You're getting your education, and then you're getting it toward your closing costs on your loan. And by virtue of taking the class, you qualify for the Advantage program through Maine Housing, which gives you $3,500 towards your closing costs and down payment. For most people, that wipes out the majority of their closing costs.
That's fantastic. And so it also, in addition to arming you with the fiscal savings that we just talked about, it arms you with just a wealth of information in terms of not only the home buyer process, but the home ownership process that goes beyond that, correct?
Absolutely. We do discuss what it means to actually own a home. And there's some controversy out there around the mindset, well, that I can really get into a home for less money than I pay for rent. And that is true, that your mortgage payment may be less than your rent payment would be. But there are other costs that are associated with owning a home: maintenance on the home, repairs on the home, ongoing costs of improvements that you may not factor in. So we do discuss those things during the class. And as an add-on to the class, we also established a pre-purchase counseling program in 2020, where we guide people one-on-one, either before the class or after the class. You don't have to take the class to start participating in the pre-purchase counseling program, but we guide you through every step of the way until you're comfortable either taking the ball and running with it on your own, or we stay with you until you've signed the bottom line and own a home.
Great. Now, you're gearing up for a great season ahead. You have 7 classes scheduled in 2021. Let's go over when those are so that folks are aware of the coming dates, because there's one coming right up.
There is. Our first class will be held January 30th, and we're doing a class almost every 6 weeks after that. We're ending our scheduled classes now in September of 2021, but that's not to say that we're not going to have classes in the fourth quarter of the year. We most certainly intend to. If enrollment stays as strong and demand stays as high as we saw in 2021, the first 7 classes will be our initial offering. And as we continue to partner with Maine Housing and work toward expanding our offerings, we will be adding classes to the last 3 months of the year.
Great. If I'm looking at this schedule and gosh, I have availability on Saturday, January 30th, is that class full, or are you able to get somebody into that class?
We can most certainly have people in that class. We are doing our best to not put a cap on classes. That's one of the benefits of doing things in a Zoom platform. We can host virtually any number of people in a virtual classroom, as opposed to our limitations in a physical building. So we're going to keep classes open right up until the day before the class starts.
Great. So now the question I have for you is, how do people register? Because even that process has been added to in this last few months.
It is. We've got a fantastic team at ACAP that has really gone above and beyond to help me get things completely online for individuals. So if you go to the ACAP website and go to the Homebuyer Education page, there is a link in the middle of the page that says registration form. And you simply click on it. It's a live document. Once it's filled out, it comes directly back to me. So I have your contact information, your registration information. And below that is the online payment form. First time we've ever done that with ACAP. You can select the class you'd like to sign up for. How many people are going to be taking the class, either a single or as a couple. Submit payment directly online. I'm notified and we build the schedule. I do reach out to everyone that has registered or expressed an interest in the class to have a conversation to discuss the benefits and the requirements, so everyone's as fully informed going into the process as they should be.
Great. All right, so what else do we want folks to know about our 2021 Homebuyer Education program, Greg, that we haven't shared?
Jump into it. It's a fantastic program. The certification is good for 2 years, so you don't have to take the class and hurry and rush out and buy a home. The certificate, again, is good for a full 24 months. And in some cases, we're able to offer an extension if there's some extenuating circumstances. So it's a fantastic time, excuse me, with interest rates in the market the way that it is. I'd encourage everyone to at least explore the option.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Greg, for joining us on this Martin Luther King Jr. week edition of ACAP Today, and talking about a topic that I think many Aroostook County residents should take advantage of.
Okay. Thank you, Jason.
All right. Well, we will see you soon, and we thank all of you for joining us this week. Before we leave you, though, we are going to once again, as we usually do at this point in the broadcast, tell you that if you need to get in touch with us for anything, whether it's about homebuyer education classes or other, the homebuyer education classes can be, as this slide here shows, now registered for right online. But if you'd like to speak with Greg about the class or contact him in any other way, you can reach out to ACAP for Greg's program or to the rest of us for any other programs. You can connect with us by calling 764-3721 or info@acap-me.org is the email address if you're not certain who you're looking for or what you're looking for, and we'll make sure that that gets to the right person. You can also visit our website for information on Greg's program and a number of other programs, all of our other programs. And also be sure to follow us on Facebook, where our communication and development team does a great job of keeping the community informed, as well as on Twitter and our YouTube channel, where you can view this broadcast and other broadcasts from ACAP Today over the many weeks and months that we've been doing it. And finally, before we leave you, we bid you adieu with our snapshot of the week. And this is young Erilyn, who's a student at our Presque Isle Regional Career and Technology Center Partnership Head Start classroom with MSAD1. As she is masked and racing to go in her little car here on, we've been having some pretty great weather for January standards in northern Maine, so they've been able to get outside and enjoy some fresh air. With not as much snow on the ground as we typically have this year, she was able to get into the wheels of this car. So we thank our early care and education professionals who are working closely with families across Aroostook County to ensure that we deliver the highest level quality and safest in these days, especially services for children countywide. So thank you to Erilyn and all of our staff and everyone here at ACAP for all that they do to keep things going and to support people across Aroostook County. With that, on behalf of Greg Doak, I thank you for joining us on this week's edition of ACAP Today. We'll see you next week with a brand new edition. Talk to you then.